Hey, good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. We're going to start now. Good evening, everyone. We're going to start. Good evening, everyone. Okay, we're going to start the public hearing at this time. Okay, today is November 20th, Community Board 12. I am Chair Clinton Mike, and we're having public hearing today on two items. BSA number 227-02BZ and 126-93BZ. So we have, and we're starting now, and the time is 7:11 p.m. We have, what is his name? This gentleman here, sir? He can come up, yes. You can come up and tell us who you're representing, right there at the microphone, sir. Who you're representing here today for the BSA hearing, public hearing. Hold on, sir.
Architect representing Majid El Jamal at the owns a gasoline station repair shop at the corner of East 1225 East 233rd at the corner of Baychester. We're requesting an extension on the term. I brought a couple of two sets of plans or something that in case y'all want to, somebody wants to be able to look at it, and some sheets. Yeah, it's right on the corner there. So this application, we're respectfully submitting to request a continuance of the pre-existing legally established non-conforming use consisting of gasoline service station and automobile repair establishment. The subject use was previously authorized by the New York City Board of Standards and Appeals under calendar 12693BZ. which granted approval for a defined term of 10 years expiring on January 18, 2025. The current request seeks continuance of the same use under the application X01-144-340, that's Department of Buildings, without expansion, intensification, or modification to the established operations. The use has been continuously maintained on the property in accordance with the prior approvals and applicable regulatory requirements. It predates a zoning restriction that rendered the use non-conforming and has been repeatedly recognized by the board as lawful. The present application does not seek to establish a new variance or introduce new uses. Rather, it seeks to renew the previously granted authorization in order to allow ongoing operation under the same approved conditions. The gas station auto repair facility provides essential services to local motorists, residents, and commercial users, serving as part of the area's transportation infrastructure. The facility also supports local employment and contributes to the neighborhood commercial continuity. Continuation of this use is in the public interest, as discontinuation would create a service gap and negatively impact mobility, vehicular maintenance access, and economic activity within the immediate community. No expansion of fuel storage, pump facilities, building footprint, or repair operations is proposed. All environmental safety measures associated with fuel handling, storage, and dispensing will continue to comply with the federal, state, and municipal requirements, including oversight by the New York State Department of Environmental Conservation, New York City Department of Environmental Protection, and the Fire Department of New York. Existing compliance protocols will remain in effect for petroleum equipment, fire safety systems, and operational controls. The continuance of the approval is sought on the same basis as previously authorized and with no adverse impacts to the neighboring properties, streets, or surrounding district are anticipated. The request aligns with historical use patterns, zoning context, and prior determinations by the board and supports the interests of the community while upholding regulatory compliance. For the foregoing reasons, I respectfully request that the board grant approval for the continuation of the existing non-conforming gasoline service station and the auto repair establishment under application, consistent with the prior approval issued under BSA 126 of 93 BZ. Yes, sir.
I took it off the speaker. Okay, I just want to tell you something. That place is a dump. All right?
Okay.
10 years ago, when we gave you or gave whoever owned it at the time a variance, they were selling cars illegally. And they said they would stop it. And we went over there was no cars there or anything. And then all of a sudden, 2 months later, they were back to selling cars. So I guess they changed from cars to tires now because the place always has a ton of tires there. None of your pictures show the tires, but I have pictures right over here that show the tires on the property. I do not trust the person asking for the variance because he lied to us 10 years ago, and I can't see him coming back to us with any type of truth.
I do know that they did receive, I believe, 4 violations for, as you mentioned, about the vehicles and some tires, but
Well, I'll tell you right now, I'm dead set against giving him any type of extension because I know he's going to go back to what he was doing after he gets the variance for another 10 years. And I hope to be here from 10 years from now to take a vote on it.
okay. Yes.
Hi, my name's Denise Echevarria. I often go there. I don't see a lot of vehicles there being sold, to be honest. And it's reasonable. Well, I've lived there for 10 years now, and I've never seen that, so I don't know. And often, children go there, and they get their basketballs, filled up, and their footballs. Thank you, by the way, because my grandson went there and didn't ask me for money. He says, no, the guy said, come back anytime. So I think it's necessary to have that in our area. And I live right 2 blocks from there. And they've always been respectful and been reasonable. I mean, I can't get my tires fixed anywhere else for the price you guys charge, so thank you.
So is this considered like the public comment period for this? Okay, so I would like to raise an issue that I think we should be asking more from our gas stations. Look at what BP did at the northeast corner of Allenville and Gun Hill Road. They reduced the size of their curb cuts. When you have a wider curb cut, that means vehicles can go in at a faster rate. They can, speed right into the curb cut. You can have cars take various angle turns into the curb cut to enter the gas station. I appreciate that these plans say that there's one existing curb cut to be removed, but the other 4 curb cuts are 30 feet wide, which is huge. And this is right next to New York Public Library and the Seton Falls Park. I think we should be asking more for our safety of our children who are walking down these sidewalks and risking their lives when you've got vehicles that are very large, making these wide-angle turns, and we should be narrowing these curb cuts so that drivers approach more slowly. We should do what they did at BP and put a 1-foot raised barrier to prevent people from just entering wherever they want, to create some separation from the sidewalk and where cars are going to be driving around. So I think I agree with the points mentioned, but I also think that, you know, we should be expecting more from a pedestrian safety environment, because walking through here is not safe for a pedestrian.
So the 2019 resolution by the BSA says explicitly that there shall be no sale or storage of tires on the site.
Right.
What is your understanding about whether or not there is storage and sale of tires on the site?
Absolutely, they're not supposed to be selling tires there.
Your understanding is they still are, correct?
Well, not when I went over there, and I'm going to mention it to the client again, that there are certain things that he has to comply with, and some of them is no dead storage of motor vehicles, no tires.
Okay, because, yeah, Denise just testified that she has experience buying tires there, or you had a son?
Repaired.
Or you got a tire repair.
Right.
And I'm looking at photographs with, you know, big racks of tires and a whole tire sale business. So I just want to know if that's authorized, and are we going to continue it, or are they
It should not
going to do it?
Should not continue. A lot of times, I think what it is they're storing it before they get rid of it. So they have a tendency to put it, stack them on one side of the building.
Actually, I live around the corner from them. I live actually on Murdoch Avenue. They have Amazon trucks park up there. And then Teddy Nissan, which is on Boston Road, they sell their used cars right there. I've been actually taking pictures before and giving them to Ursula, and because part of the reason they don't want them parking cars there is to open up the vision of so the pedestrians don't get hit, and all this, to make the intersection safer. That's why they don't want these big trucks. So if you come right to the corner, there's a car right there, and with the price on it and everything, and they're always out there. And we ask them not to do it. I mean, I have the pictures if you want, over and over and over. And then also now, they open, right behind the bus stop, they open a tire fixing thing, which is the pictures that they have. But, you know, it seems like whenever they come to us, like couple days or whatever, they clean up, and then they leave it for a couple of days, and then they're back to doing business as usual. And they've been doing this for years.
Well, the only thing I can say is I'm going to go ahead and emphasize that to him, and I'm going to be checking it.
Hey, thank you, Mr. Montoya, for attending. Who is the owner of the site?
Majid El Jamal.
El Jamal, right?
Right. Yes.
So he has a son, Diha El Jamal,
Yes.
correct?
Dia.
So back in 2021, there was a Bronx Times article where he was selling cars. It's a 3-page article. It says on your banner here, you can't see it from here, this angle, but on the building it says, sell cars and a phone number. Are you still selling cars?
As far as I know, he doesn't. He has his own job. He works someplace else. He's a technician.
So I will say that we've made numerous complaints. One of my board members just said that he comes to us. I work here at the community board. He files complaints. You have an outstanding ECB violation for more than $6,200 for these Amazon trucks that were parked there. 12 Amazon cars, 1 car carrier, 1 flatbed tow truck, and around 8 other vehicles when you only have the ability to have 10 open parking spaces. What have you done to resolve that violation?
Those were cleared. We're going to file a certificate of correction and have those removed.
But I think the problem is, Carl, just a minor correction. He wasn't here 10 years ago. He was here, yeah, it was several years ago, I would say 3 or 4 years ago, because the applicant was late in filing for the BSA. So he should have lost the ability to file the BSA. You are now a little early to file this one, and you're on time. But I've waited these years, and I made mention of this at our standing committee #1, where we have applicants who tell us that they're going to do something, and then they don't do it. So what faith should we have that Mr. El Jamal is going to do the right thing by this community, because he hasn't so far?
I can just emphasize it to him, and I can make some arrangement where I will do some inspections, some periodic inspections myself, and I'll make an arrangement with him on a time schedule.
I can say, I drove past there on Sunday. There's an inordinate amount of cars parked on that station. So if they're not selling cars, then they're utilizing the gas station as a parking lot. There is a tire shop, and there were tires stacked up Sunday. So you're saying no, that you didn't see it. I'm saying Sunday, I saw it.
Right.
Can I just mention that there's a BX16 bus stop that has frontage on Baychester Avenue, and these curb cuts are so wide that it forces people to wait inside a place where you can pull into and get hit by a car. How is this safe? I don't think we should continue operation like this. Did you have testimony as well?
Yeah, just to add on to that, there are multiple times where I was almost like hit by a car near the New York Public Library, like in that area of the gas station, and their excuse all the time is, oh, it's a parking lot. There's no reason why like they should be coming in on a sidewalk to come into the gas station and to exit right near the BX16 where a bunch of students are standing there during after school times where they're staying there. There's multiple times where the car is just speeding out and a bunch of students are just like scared because they almost got hit. So
I think we should be able to look at possibly maybe removing 2 of the curb cuts or something, the ones closest to the corner. So.
You know, you might want to figure this out and get back to us and submit something that has better safety, you know, addresses some of these quality of life issues, the violations that, you know, are open and unaccounted for. I mean, I don't think that, you know, I'm going to approve this at this stage.
You know, definitely I wouldn't vote to keep this open as well.
Then I'll get back to the client and tell him exactly what the main reasons that people would be against it. All right. And see what we can do about that, address that.
Well, we appreciate you coming, but the owner has a lot of work to do over there. Hold on. The owner has a lot of work to do over there. There's a lot of violations there. I've seen it with my own eyes. We have pictures, and if you know he wants some type of you know help from us, that has to be taken care of.
Okay.
So, Alfredo. Alfredo, you have a question?
Are we taking a vote on this tonight?
No.
So this is just a public session?
I can't hear him.
Public comment?
Okay, speak now. We weren't hearing you.
I said, are we taking a vote on this matter tonight?
No.
Okay, so it's just public session, correct?
Yes, yes.
All right. First, I know Albert Montoya very well. He's a very knowledgeable architect. Some of the questions that are being asked of him, he cannot know because he's just the architect of the project. So, but just to put that in perspective, I know Mr. Montoya very well for a very long time. In regards to the gas station, I mean, in regarding the curb cuts, Albert, you make a good point. If we could eliminate the one that's on Baychester where the bus stop is at, if we could try to shrink it down to maybe 20 feet. Albert, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay,
Yes, I hear
perfect.
you.
If we could shrink it down, I mean, I don't know how we're gonna do that, but if we could try to shrink down that curb cut, that would be good. Um, I mean, listen, if we're gonna talk safety, I've been talking about the entrance to the Bronx River for the past year, and we haven't done nothing there. This gas station has been there. I mean, they serve the community. I mean, there's issues. Of course, there's issues. I mean, the Dunkin' Donut on 233rd and Paulding, people drive through the sidewalk to get into it. I mean, we got to also look at everything. Albert's gonna go back. He's gonna speak to the owner. He's gonna, tell him he's gonna explain to the owner what our concerns are. If we could eliminate the curb cut on the, Baychester area, fine. Albert, if you could amend the CO and include the tire sale, do it also. It's permitted.
Right.
It's permitted. You could sell tires within the establishment because you have an auto body repair. You got an auto shop, and you could sell tires inside. So if you can incorporate the outside selling of the tires, maybe you could do that also now. All right, guys. Have a good night, Albert. Good seeing you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, we appreciate Mr. Montoya coming here to speak with us, but at the same time, if he's gonna come here, they need to come correct first before coming here. I know there's a lot of stuff that he may not know that's going on over there, but if he's representing them, then he has to know who and what he's representing.
Ask a point of clarification. If we don't do anything tonight in terms of a vote, is this going to get approved automatically, or like what happens in the process?
Albert, what's the, your time frame? Because you have to give this back within 30 days or 60 days? We have to have a response, so we could vote for it or we could not vote for it, but we could also, again, this is part of a conversation that we had in Committee 1, where if we don't vote for it or if we vote negatively for it or approve it, we could have stipulations or we could express why we took the actions that we took.
Okay, I'm just worried that, if we don't take any action, they aren't required to withdraw it, so they might not modify it at all.
Yeah.
So I personally think we should take an action and tell the BSA what we think.
You have a quorum for the public hearing. We're still in the public hearing, so you only need 20% of the board to be here. So you can take a vote at the public hearing. When we move to the full board for a full vote, then we need, I forget how many, we need half plus one.
So
Go ahead, Ariel.
I'm sorry, I just have a question. Let's say we vote and we say no. Does that give them space to come back, or is it like a no?
So my experience when we vote against something and we, to Luke's specifications, say these are the reasons why we voted no, we could take that to BSA and have these conversations at BSA. We're not always successful, but we have been.
But are they allowed to come back? Like, if they make those changes?
BSA won't kick it back to us, no.
Oh,
No, I mean, unless they, again, it's not incumbent upon us, but we're advisory, but we can make it known, like we have in the past on certain things. In past experience, many of you will remember 1135 East 222nd Street. That took it took more than a year for them to get the stuff back. I will say that we work with BSA there. BSA never brought it back to the community board, but because we were attending hearings and me attending, we were able to work on a lot of things. Same thing with Edson Avenue on the retaining wall and the sidewalk that needed to get built on Grace Avenue. They never kicked it back to the community board, so we didn't have to come and take another vote. But we worked with BSA by attending their hearings and letting them know, and working with the commissioners at BSA, like, no, they still haven't done X, Y, and Z. So we can continue to do that.
Can we have them come back within the required time and vote then?
It's going to be too
Yeah,
late.
we'll miss it.
Okay, I tried.
The thing is, you know, they've been playing a cat and mouse game with us for the longest. And, you know, I think we have enough people here. Let's make the vote. Could I get a motion, Luke, to...
Yes, I'd like to make a motion to deny this application for reasons mentioned previously, not complying with previous continuations regarding selling of tires, non-compliance with Department of Buildings rules, existing safety concerns with adjacent school and school children and library pedestrians, and the safety of bus riders who have to stand in a curb cut to get on the bus.
It's properly moved and second by Mr. Stricker. You've heard the question. You ready for the vote?
I have 20 people. Yeah. I have 20 people here, and I'll call those names that are in attendance currently.
I'm sorry, we have a quorum for a public hearing, so we can vote.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we only need 9 people for
Okay.
a quorum for the public hearing.
20%. Okay. Carlton Berkeley. Carlton Berkeley.
Voting.
You're voting. So you're voting yes to deny? Tolene Dickerson? Thank you. Jaslyn Farmer? Yes? Sabrina Fisher? Let's see, who else? John Isaac?
Yes.
Alpha Kamara?
Yes.
Link Robert? Robert
Yes.
Link? Javi Malik?
Yes.
Philomena Moss? Clinton Mike? Wayne Palmer? Reginald Paris? Ariel Peters? Dominic Finn? Nicholas Rosa?
Yes.
Carl Stricker? Benga Sabir? Luke Zabados? Thomas Troy? Judith Benitez, yes. Of course, the ayes have it.
You didn't ask me?
Ay. Denise Echeverria?
Yes.
Thank you.
Anytime you take out something from the neighborhood.
The motion carries on BSA 126-93 BZ, and it was denied. Thank you, Mr. Montoya, for coming to speak to us tonight. Okay, we have another public hearing for BSA number 227-02BZ. And this is for permitted operation of an automotive service station, which I believe is a mobile station, at the corner of 233rd Street and Webster Avenue. We have someone online representing?
Yes. Hi, Michael Agnes, attorney here.
Okay, thank you for being here.
Thank you. Sorry I couldn't be there in person, so appreciate you having me virtually. I'll just get into it. So the current owner is seeking to renew the previously approved variance. It's a rather large lot. It's about 19,600 square feet in an R7A district. This is the BSA grant had been renewed previously, but it actually did expire in December of 2022, so about 3 years ago. And the application is not to make any modifications to the site, but it would be to extend the previously approved term through 2032. So it would be another 10-year term, but it would expire in 2032. And to extend the time to obtain a certificate of occupancy. The site currently has 6 pumps stations with 12 pumps total. It has Dunkin' Donuts and a convenience store. I'm not aware of any repairs that go on the site. Some of the prior conditions included installing a fence around the storage container, just keeping the building clean and tidy, keeping up with the landscaping, and removing graffiti and putting some parking lines down and having a accessible entrance. I guess they were asking them to move the icebox. Other than that, there's no real changes. It's more of a procedural application. But if anybody has any questions or comments, I'm happy to jot them down and share them with the owner.
Yeah, I just want to say, the people that own this station take good care of it. I mean, they keep it clean. It's not at a perfect location because, again, the BX16 stops along the entrance to the gas station, but we don't have the same issue that we have at 233rd and Baychester. And that's a very heavily traveled area because now you have 4-way arrows at 233rd and Webster, so it gets very congested. And it's tough getting out of the service station unless you come out on 233rd. But the owner of the place, the operator, has been very good. It used to be BP before it went to mobile, and I would highly recommend renewal of the variance. They're a good neighbor.
So I have similar concerns as the last one. You know, I sometimes walk over to Woodlawn, and I don't feel comfortable walking across this gas station. There are 2 extremely large curb cuts which offer no safety, no indication to drivers where is safe to discreetly pull in at a safe speed. The applicant admitted that they don't have any intentions to add safety improvements for pedestrians. You know, other gas stations across the city in this district have done safety improvements to normalize where people enter and, you know, how they enter. The BX16 still has a bus stop within the curb cut here. So I will be voting against support.
Anyone else? Ariel?
My thing is that if we literally just spoke about another gas station, about safety and everything, should that not be for the others? Or is it because technically they're not looking for the same thing, they're not expanding? So I just wanted like some clarity off of that, because that section it is very hard for pedestrians, but it's also very hard for drivers, because it's, you know, it's very close to the intersection, and you have like a lot of drivers going different ways, and people are turning and not turning. And as both a pedestrian and a driver, I know that that can be a safety concern. But I just would like to know more so clarity on, are we allowed to, you know, say anything about the safety protocol? Like, how can that be for one and not the other?
Ariel, just to address you, the issue that we are having with 233rd is being deceived by the owners of the property over there. They've been lying to us. I know the safety is one thing, but the being deceived is another thing. All the gas stations around here have the same safety issue, and that's something that they're going to have to deal with the separation of vehicular traffic from the pedestrian traffic. But being deceived and being told, we actually, when we were here last time, we sat down with the owner and we reasoned with him and we spoke God's truth to him. And he literally looked at us in our face and told us, we're not going to be selling cars there. We're not going to be doing this. We're not going to be doing that. It stayed like that for like a couple weeks. And then after that, he went right back. And I mean, to the point where I couldn't believe it. I was just every day I was taking pictures. I was like, are you kidding me? So that's my biggest concern. The other stuff they're going to have to do is, you know, with a safety issue, that's something they have to deal with. But being deceived is not good. That's just a big issue.
Okay, we have Representative George Latimer on, and he has only a few minutes to offer us at this time because he's at the House right now. But we're going to come back to this after he's done speaking, okay? Okay, everybody good? Congressman Latimer, we're ready for you. Welcome. I think you have to unmute. Congressman, you have to unmute. Congressmember, we can't hear you. We can't hear you. Can you unmute? No, we don't. We're not hearing you. Congressmember Latimer, do you hear us? Oh, you can hear us. We can't hear you, yes. Can you try to call in maybe? Okay, so we'll go back to the public hearing right now. Chuck, you have something?
Yeah. The mobile station on 233rd and Webster, it is clean and it serves a necessary purpose. I travel that way all the time. But with Metro North, and then with the new bus route and the new safety, I think that the way they constructed that bus stop even adds to it, because it's crazy seeing the cars coming out, going in, then you got that new, you got that weed shop over there, that new weed shop also, right? So I think the same thing with the safety concerns, because it's just too heavily congested. However, I wish they would make some type of safety concerns, for the vehicles and the pedestrians, because there's a bus stop right on the corner, and people are standing right in that curb, like he said, so they need to do something about that, because it is unsafe.
So, Michael, I don't want to mess up your last name. I don't know how to pronounce it.
It's Nakmias.
Nakmias, okay, Mr. Nakmias. So you're hearing the safety concerns that we have for the, hold on, Alfredo, that we have with the gas station. But we know that the gas station has been a good community partner, and we appreciate that. So if you can take into
Hello.
if you can take into consideration these safety concerns at the gas station, that would help a little. That would help a lot. Okay, now Alfredo, hold on, Mr. Alfredo, you have something you want to say?
Yeah, in regards to this particular establishment, as you know, that particular gas station has been there for a pretty long time. They just renovated it. They serve the community very well in the sense of providing gas and food and coffee from Dunkin' Donuts. I think the question more at hand will be, when was this bus stop put there? Was it put there prior to the gas station being there or after the gas station being there? Right?
Yeah.
Because that would just change everything. In regards to traffic, like I said before, in regards to traffic, traffic is traffic. There's going to be traffic everywhere. Whether, it's here, any gas station has traffic. That's the purpose of a gas station. That's the purpose of them getting a BSA permit. A BSA permit is not given to everyone just because they want to give it. It's a special variance for an establishment that's not permitted as of right. So they got to do their due diligence to get it. I agree with this application being approved. In regards to the bus stop, that's something that got to be maybe, looked at when they come back for their renewal. I approve this. I say yes.
Yeah, Alfredo, I just want to tell you, that bus stop's been there since 1935, and it's the only place that bus stop can be located because it serves Metro North. Because there's no, if the bus makes a right, so if it made a right turn, it'll be at the other entrance and exit to the gas station. So either way, it will be, it's blocking entrance or exit. But people are well aware of what's going on there. And I would not like to see anything happen to that gas station, because that's why I get my coffee in the morning. But they're really good neighbors. You go in their convenience store and Dunkin' Donuts, it's spotless. It's a place you want to be.
So,
All right, guys, time again. I need a motion.
I make a motion, we approve.
It's been properly moved by Carl Stricker and second by Denise Echevarria. You've heard the motion. We are ready for the question.
No question.
question?
No question.
Joan?
No question.
Okay, thank you.
Fernando? Carlton Berkeley? Tolene Dickinson? I'm getting feedback from someone. Could you, someone, Make sure everyone is muted so I can hear the rest of the people. Tolene? Tierra Donaldson? Okay. Denise Echeverria? Sabrina Fisher? Sabrina Fisher? John Isaac? Alpha Kamara? Robert Link? Joey Malik? Philomena Moss? Clinton Mike? Wayne Palmer? I'm sorry, I didn't hear. You abstain. Thank you. Reginald Paris? Ariel Peters? Dominique Finn? Rosa Nicholas? Sherry Samuel? Carl Stricker? Benga Saber? Luke Sabados? Troy Thomas? Judith Benitez, aye. We have it. Thank you.
Okay, the motion is approved. Congressmember Latimer, we're ready for you now. Can you unmute again for us, Congressmember? This is crazy. Okay, Congressmember, just
Can
give
you
us.
hear me? Can you hear me now?
We hear you now. Yes, we hear you.
Hello? Okay, that's good news. Sorry about that, folks. I'll be very quick because you've got business to conduct tonight, but I came on board at 7 to listen to some of the issues that you're facing in the neighborhood, and I just wanted to be long enough to greet you all. First of all, wish you all a very happy Thanksgiving. I represent a small portion of this community board area. Richie Torres is the congressman that represents the larger portion of this area. The portion of the Bronx that is in my congressional district includes all of Co-op City, which is over in Community Board 10. And then I have Edenwald and a portion of Wakefield, basically up Baychester Avenue to about Mount St. Michael, and a little bit south of Baychester Avenue, but not a lot, just a few blocks in. So it's an area that, I represent and want to be able to be helpful where if I can on some of the issues that affect the federal government. I don't need to go into what's happening in the federal government now. President Trump has done a lot of things that are very injurious to people on health care and food security and so forth. And along with Richie and the other members of this delegation under Hakeem Jeffries, we've been trying to push back and fight against those things. But when it comes to local issues, those issues that have a federal piece on it, I'm happy to work with you, try to help resolve them if I can. Tremaine O'Garrow heads the Bronx office that we have. He's based over in Co-op City, and he handles this area that we have. And then also into Mount Vernon. I'm a Mount Vernon boy. I originally grew up on the south side of Mount Vernon. And if you were on Hill Avenue and you cross 3rd Street into Mount Vernon, that's the street that my parents had the house on. That's where I grew up for the first 20 some odd years of my life. So I've been in and around the area dating back a long time ago. Things have changed a lot since then, but I've got a lot to learn, and I hope to work with you and try to be helpful in those things. George Torres and Ursula Green have core information on how to reach out to me. Any member of the board or any member of the public that wants that information, George, Ursula, feel free to share it with them so that you can contact me directly on an issue that may not be neighborhood related, but it's important to you. And beyond that, I'm going to try to come to these meetings knowing that you have a Zoom option, even when I'm in Washington, so that I can be present from time to time. I apologize for the technological stuff. We'll figure out what's going wrong here. But most importantly, I appreciate you letting me say hello and listening in.
Thank you. We appreciate having you, Congressmember. I know you have to get back to work. Keep working for the people.
Will do. Thank you all very much, and have a good night.
All right, guys, we can continue with Community Speaks. The BSA, we have to close the public hearing first?
Yes.
All right. Can I get a motion to close?
Seconded.
It's been properly moved and second. The public hearing is now closed with the BSAs. It's been, the motion was made by Carl Stricker and seconded by Robert Link. So we're gonna move on to Community Speaks. The next person, we opening.
Good evening, everyone. It's 8:01 at this time. We will now start Bronx Community Board 12's board meeting. Today's date is November 20th, 2025. I am the chair, Clinton Mike. There's no first vice chair. We have John Isaac as second vice chair. And we're ready to go. Thank you.
The first person is Ms. Nastasia Bennett. Is she still here? Ms. Bennett? For Community Speaks. All right. So we move on. Ms. Lisa DaCosta.
Hi, Community Board, good evening. So my apologies if you hear what I have to say, because I was at the 47th Precinct meeting, what was that, last week? And my concern is I just need more involvement with the police department and sanitation, because I don't know if you noticed, but there are covered cars on streets, almost every street, and they know that they can cover their cars and get away with it because the police are not checking these cars, nor are the traffic police. They don't pick up the cover to see there's no plates, there are no registrations or inspections. So these cars are sitting there taking up space, and they may not even belong in our neighborhood. Like, they could sit there in front of someone's home and nothing's being done. Even on our block, my mother's block, I tell my residents to call 311, constantly do that, and work with your NCOs, which I have done, worked with the NCOs, and they have helped a bit, but it's getting worse. I see more and more cars covered. In addition to that, sanitation, I see, you notice, I mean, the law is you must clean up 18 inches from the curb of your home. And a lot of homes just leave it there, or, I mean, the leaves pile up, and that causes problems with the sewage systems while we have floods in our basements and whatnot. So I just want the community board to push a little bit for the 47th Precinct, because they say they only have one tow truck or one place to tow these cars, and, I mean, people are coming here and they know we have no alternate side street parking, so they're going to leave their cars there.
Test. All right, so I did see that in front of my house there was a car covered up. I do agree, but the 47th Precinct did come. So what happened was they bought the tow truck, they were doing their thing, and then all of a sudden the car did get towed. But if 10, 15, 20 minutes later, the car came back, because now the owner went, picked up his car from the lot, and parked it right back. Yes, he switched it out for a little bit, but then he put it back and covered it back up. So I guess it's kind of like also telling the neighbors, like, listen, if that's your car, put it in a driveway, because he has a 2-car garage. So he put it behind the other car, put his nice car in the street, but then now 4 weeks later, it's back the same way again. So I did see them do it. but I think that might be also the issue as well.
Well, it's a big issue now because if your car, my car is there and my inspection's off or the police drive by and they give you a ticket, according to the traffic police, they can't touch the car. Only the police can do it. And I don't see any tickets on the car. I mean, there's nothing, what are you gonna ticket? You have to look at the VIN number, you have to do the research, but most times the police just drive by. And I know they're focusing on crime, and I get it, but it's also a quality of life. You can't do this in certain neighborhoods, right? And if we allow this to continue, it's gonna get worse. So that's my concern, just that and garbage. And other things, but I don't wanna talk about it.
I have to absolutely agree with you as well. On my block, I've called several times, 311. Also, I've gotten from Ursula a direct phone number to the precinct or someone that works there that's in charge of removing the cars. My next door neighbor sells used cars, so he makes our neighborhood his parking lot for his cars. And a lot of them don't have plates at all, and they sit there for days. I've called. They did do a round, but it took them a while. And it seemed like he knew the tow truck driver, so now the tow truck drivers are tipping him off as to when they're going to come. So if you want to talk about crime, it causes arguments and fights in the neighborhood. So if they're focused on crime, they need to focus on this because this can also get out of control in the neighborhood. So it really needs to be addressed immediately and consistently, not just coming out once, because that's not going to solve the problem. And giving them hefty fines so they don't continue to keep doing the same thing because it's not okay, especially with the registration. If we're good citizens and we're paying for our insurance and registration, these people don't have plates. I mean, what are we really doing here? So thank you for your concerns, and I wholeheartedly agree with you.
Yeah, because you're getting ticketed, and property owners live there, and they just drop their cars there. So I'm just saying that it's getting worse. Like, as I drive by, I see a new car covered, and another one, and they know they can do this. I just want, even the neighbors won't call 311. I mean, I can't, and you have to work with NCO. You have to bombard them with your NCOs.
Mr. Casa, George at the.
So I didn't go to last week's precinct council meeting, but I'm curious, what was their I know you touched on it a little bit. What was their response to you?
So the head of the 47 precinct,
Ashraf.
he said,
the commanding officer, yeah.
right, he said, well, we're going to look into it. We're going to go to your block. I said, it's not on my block right now. It's all around. We had a car on my block for like 6 to a year. And I don't know if the people that live there are calling, but I called, and I work with the NCOs. But I feel like, and I emailed the NCOs, and when I called the community affairs, they're like, oh, we'll take care of it. You didn't speak to the NCO? I said, yes. I sent them an email, and they were like, well, back and forth. But I just feel like if you don't say anything, nothing's going to happen.
So
this neighborhood used to be better.
No, I'm just saying you didn't mention your block.
I did mention my block. And
Today, I'm talking about today.
When?
You didn't mention it here. Which block?
Oh, Bruner Avenue.
Right.
Right? So he said, oh, we'll come to Bruner Avenue. I said, no, we took care of that. I need you to go around. I need your NCOs and others. They say, oh, it takes months because they have to have one parking lot to tow cars or something like that. I don't get that, but anyway.
We're on Bruner Avenue. I live on Bruner Avenue.
Between Edenwald and Bussing. Where do you live?
Yeah, I'm right there off 233rd in Laconia. I've had that problem with a car. I mean, I had cars in front of my house. 2 cars stood there for almost a year. One time, the guy we finally got his car towed. He came back with the car on purpose. I ran out barefooted in the dead of the winter and sat in the spot. That's how bad it was.
You can't do that, but yeah.
No, and in what their police used to tell us was that the lot was full. They couldn't take any more cars.
Especially after COVID.
Right, and then Senator Jamal had all the cars towed out one day because I guess he got tired of us complaining. We would like complaining over and over again. They were using it for like a used cars place.
Okay. So we've got to move on. We have.
No, I wanted to speak on this.
Who's that?
I didn't get to finish my thought.
Oh.
I'm sorry. The reason I asked you what the response was, so Deputy Inspector Ashraf is the commanding officer. For some of my board members, they may have been sitting in this room when we had an election for the commanding officer. It was between two people. Inspector Ashraf was one of those people. He got supported. And he had told us that he was the commanding officer, I guess, of the 41st Precinct. And one of the winning arguments that he made was that when he was the commanding officer in Hunts Point, we have not just an issue of cars, we have tow trucks and campers all over this district. And he said, oh, he was very successful. They were towing 200 to 300 vehicles a night in Hunts Point because of all the problems that were going on there. And I said, you know what? We have the same problem here. And if I'm not mistaken, they have an operation, today is the 20th, that is going on this very second. And they're towing vehicles, trucks, hopefully. I will say, I understand your concern, but this is also something that I raised with the committee, Standing Committee number 1. I know that when I do attend the precinct council meeting, there are several board members. We are lucky to have actually an executive officer as a board member of the 47th precinct, serve as a board member of the community board. We have to show up. You have to make the 311 complaint. And I would ask you, and I'm going to give you my card, because the NCO teams are no longer. They now are called Q teams. And I'm not even bothering with the local precinct because I get into arguments with them. And, you know, now they've questioned my loyalty to, I guess, to the NYPD, which is ridiculous. But it is unacceptable that they continue to be non-responsive on this issue. This community board, in terms of 311 complaints, is at the tops of vehicle complaints. And they're not addressing it. And the excuse has always been, well, we're also a busy precinct because of crime. And I get that, you know, but maybe there's, you know, maybe we need more officers or we need stuff. But I think that a lot of the quality of life stuff gets pushed to the side because they're focusing on crime. And again, that's a major issue. We don't want crime in this district. But they obviously do not have enough officers to do the crime fighting and the quality of life stuff, which is why I made a complaint this morning about the vacant lot across the street that's an illegal food vendor that is playing music every single day. And they closed the complaint within 10 minutes saying, oh, there was no violation. I'm hard of hearing and I wear hearing aids. I will show the, you know, for visual evidence. If I can hear the music from behind the walls, then it's pretty loud. And that's right across the street from the NAACP. Noise complaints go to the NYPD. I am hopeful that with this new administration that is coming in, that they will focus on these types of issues because you are a homeowner, you are a taxpayer, and people are fed up in this district with the lack of a response. And I will say, the final thing I'll say on this is, it's remarkable to me because the 47th Precinct Council meetings are very well attended. They have hundreds of people that show up to these things. These meetings are packed. And again, I wasn't at this last one, but I would encourage you and your neighbors and my board members to attend these meetings and say that, you know, their lack of a response or the response that they've given so far is unacceptable because, you know, this can't continue to happen. Go ahead.
Can I say we got to move on, but go ahead, Ariel. Last one. Go ahead.
Sorry. I would just say this as a resident and as a board member. For me, going to the 47th Precinct, I did not find that resourceful only because I felt that it was a very vague, there's no real answer. I feel like there's no real enforcement. And I feel like the issue that we have here when it comes to sanitation and it comes to vehicles that are left in the street is lack of enforcement. So you'll get a ticket if you park by a hydrant, but you won't get a ticket if there's like an abandoned car with no license plate, no nothing. And not only do you have people who have that, but in my community, I have 2 auto mechanic shops down the block. And then I have people who are working on cars, perhaps. I think for me, with the commanding chief, when I asked him that question directly, All I was told is that we had 300 cars removed in 1 month. He didn't say where, he didn't say out of how many, and I just think that the community is tired of lip service. I think we keep on getting lip service. We keep on getting, oh, we're so sorry, you know, this crime, and then you told me crime is getting better and you're doing good at that. It's a lot of excuses, especially when we're complaining about that. So I will, of course, encourage 311 and also go into the 47th precinct, but not because I think they're going to do something. It's because I think you need a paper trail.
Right.
You need a paper trail to
Okay.
show that this is a consistent issue, but as the community members, I would like to figure out what we can do to push forward, because it's going to turn it into trauma bonding and venting. I'm done.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
so just,
We
I'm
have,
sorry, just
I have hands up online.
I'm sorry, just real quick.
No,
To the point that I
No.
said, forward your complaints to me. The constituents that call me now, I send them to the chief downtown at 1
Brittany, take 'em,
PP.
Brittany.
His name is Chief William Glenn. I will give you all his email address. I will give you all the email addresses of everybody that does Q teams at 1 PP, because that's how serious I am about addressing these issues and the lack of a response from the local precinct. So I will give you Chief Glenn's, because I think that that's how you get accountability, when you start emailing them directly.
Yeah.
The 47 serves as a buffer. They have to coordinate with 1 PP. And if Chief Glenn starts blocking us, we'll send them to the commissioner's office. She just said that this morning that she's going to stick around for Mandani. Fine, we'll start emailing her. I have her email address as well.
Thank you, Ms. DaCosta.
Thank you.
Appreciate you. No, we got to move on, but
Yeah.
come on. Okay, come.
Can I just say
Carl,
one thing?
Carl, no, I'm gonna get you online. Quickly, Carl.
Yeah, I just want to say, there's a law in the books. If you park in a parking space for more than 72 hours, they consider the car abandoned. I mean, you know, just take
That's
a
an
look around.
That's an enforcement issue. That's an enforcement issue. That's an enforcement issue, and we know about the enforcement. Okay, so I have two people online. Erline.
Hello, good evening. Thank you for allowing me to share. I'm not even sure if this is the correct forum to share this, but I do live on 219 White Plains Road, and I have been contacting via email the borough community, because when I've been living here for a very, very long time, over 20 years, and parking is an issue. It's interesting that a lot of people have been talking about that. There's mechanics that live in the neighborhood that take up a lot of the spots. But what I want to particularly bring up is the parking sign. So for many years, there was a parking sign on the block that had allowed people to park where there was like a double arrow. One day I come back from work and they just changed the parking sign, and there's now a no standing sign. And that no standing sign on both sides of the street is now taking up 4 spots that used to be available for the community. And it has been causing problems because people are getting tickets. And when we say tickets, we're talking about $115 tickets for spots that were there for, several years. And I wasn't really sure who was I supposed to speak to, but I wanted to share that because parking is an issue. And the fact that we do have these mechanics using spaces too, it is an issue. But the fact that those signs were placed there and now taking away more spots from the community just seems to be unfair. So I hope that this is the right place that I can voice this concern, and I'm not really sure what would be the next steps. But that's it, and thanks for letting me share.
I'm sorry, Elaine. Where on this block did the signs get put up?
So it's a one-way street on 219th Street between White Plains Road and Barnes Avenue. And the sign is closer to the Barnes Avenue area, but it's still in between the two streets, or the two, I guess, yeah, the two streets, but closer to Barnes Avenue.
So,
And to be honest, like when that happened, it happened so quickly that the sanitation department or the transportation department, I'm not sure who was responsible for doing it. They just tossed the old sign right in the middle, like right on the sidewalk, that to show that yes, there was a sign before that allowed people to park on both sides, and for whatever reason now there's a no standing sign on both
Yes.
sides of the street.
There are no standing signs there. I live right there on Barnes, and they did change the signs very quickly, but there's something called daylighting, and there's also, which is one reason for it, and there's another reason for it, to make enough clearance for fire trucks to turn, because previously you could park all the way at the corner, but now they moved it back. They probably took away maybe one spot or so on each corner, because fire trucks need to have enough turning radius on that corner. It's very tight on the corner of Barnes and 219th Street. So more than likely, that's probably the reason. Okay. Okay. Next is Daryl Nani.
Hey, no, I just was gonna make a comment about the parked cars, because I had that same issue when I first moved to Wakefield in like 2021. Maybe there was like 6 or 7 cars. I called 3011. They never moved. These were like luxury vehicles, never moving, or whatever the case may be. And then I got a hold of, I believe he was like a neighborhood officer. His name was Sherman Tyson. So I would send him photos, and over time, he got all of the cars removed, about 6 or 7 cars. So me being able to speak to someone directly was helpful. I'm not sure if there's anyone else, but he was like, I don't even remember his title. It was like neighborhood officer or something like that.
NCO. He's an NCO.
Yeah.
That's what the Mr. Costa was talking about, the NCOs, neighborhood
okay.
coordination officers. But they don't have those anymore. They're now called Q teams.
Yes, exactly. Because I was going to say, so now recently the same thing happened with a car, and now when I called 311, they say it goes to a Q team, but there's no one to actually contact or speak to directly. So it's a Q team, but no one calls you back or whatever the case may be, and there's no one to get in contact with.
Yeah. Okay, Sherry Hall, you have your hand up? Okay, Sherry Hall, you can speak. Quickly, please.
Hi, yeah, thank you, sorry. I just wanted to introduce myself. I'm the Associate Director of Kingsridge Riverdale Van Cortlandt Development Corp. We're on the west side of the Bronx, Community Board 8 in Riverdale, and we go by KRVC, and my Executive Director is Laura Levine Pinedo. And we just want to let you know, we were granted a merchant organizing grant through the Department of SBS. So we are working with the merchants on, in Katona and Woodlawn. And we created the Woodlawn Heights Alliance of Merchants, WAM, and we have some events we're planning coming up, and we're trying to, organize the merchants so, they can be better, bigger, stronger, get to know each other, because there's the old school, the new school coming in, and we just wanted to introduce ourselves to the community board. In the spring, we want to do an event. We wanted to do a street festival. We did it in Kingsbridge last year, and we've done them in Riverdale in the past, but I think through SAPO, it's hard to close down your street. Katona, because as the bus runs through, we'll be looking for alternate spaces, and
All right.
we're also anxious to start to meet some of the merchants on East 233rd Street. We know a lot of the ones on Katona. You know, we work with the Rambling House family, and we had a meeting at the Paddock last night. And then, speaking of parking issues, two of the businesses, Prime Cut and the Paddock, had issues, and there's a BMW parked in front of Prime Cut for like weeks now, maybe more than 6 weeks, and it just sits there.
All right,
and
they
customers
have to
can't
reach
park.
out to the precinct for that.
I actually did speak to Community Affairs today because KRVC had a merchant organizing grant maybe 10 years ago. We did movies in the park. We did a trolley during the holidays. So I had some numbers, and I actually got in touch with Community Affairs, and I did tell him. And he said, okay, but now after hearing what everyone had to say.
Yeah, it's a community-wide problem at this
And
point.
then also in front of the Paddock, they have a driveway where they get deliveries and cars block it and they
Yes.
can't get their deliveries. And of course, the
Yes.
customers can't park. And
Yes, like I said, it's
So
community.
on.
It's
Mhm.
community-wide. But you can reach out to the board, George
Mm-hmm.
or Ursula. You know how to contact the community board, and you can send us your information, and we'll try to work together. Okay?
Okay, all
Thank
right.
you. Alfredo, last question.
Thank you.
You had a question, Alfredo?
No, for the sake of time, but I'm gonna try to schedule a meeting. Maybe I don't know for the executive officers, George, and the 4/7, so we could have a conversation about what's
No,
going on.
it should
like
be
that.
with the board, Alfredo. He should come
Right,
here
with
and
the board.
speak to the
No,
board.
no, that's cool with the board. It's fine.
Yeah.
Like that.
Okay, we'd
Everybody can be
appreciate
on the
that,
same page.
Sergeant at Arms. Thank you. Community Speaks, we have Joseph Biernat. Biernat? Okay, thank you. The mic is yours.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. I'm Joseph Biernat, principal at Leaders of Tomorrow. I was here last March speaking about the merger, potential merger of the two schools, and we did successfully complete that merger as of July 1st. Didn't expect that the Department of Education would be reaching out to me for another change on the Richard R. Green campus so quickly. But there's currently a proposal to expand Leaders of Tomorrow, which is now the one school on that campus, into a 612 school, starting with a 9th grade next year. And there are some really incredible partners that they're offering to bring into our community in order to support this work. So a gentleman by the name of Jimmy Iovine and Dr. Dre founded a college at USC based on their work with Beats. When they founded Beats, they struggled to attract talent, especially from diverse communities, to be able to work there. And when they sold Beats to Apple, Jimmy Iovine then became CEO of Apple Music. They spun a high school out in Los Angeles, and our location has been selected to be the New York City flagship as they work to expand the offerings across the country. So there are incredible benefits, I think, to not only the students on our campus, but the community as a whole with this expansion. Not to say that it's not going to be incredibly difficult work, but the partnership with them offers a lot in order for us to be able to pull that off successfully. Thank Chair of the Education Board, Ms. Dickerson, for her support and allowing me for the time to speak to your team as well as to the board as a whole. So thank you.
Okay, thank you. It's nice to hear that Dr. Dre and Jimmy Iovine are trying to spread their wings to the East Coast.
Yeah,
and help out on this side.
Jimmy's a Brooklyn guy, apparently. I'm learning about them as I get to work with them. And I think what's also awesome is just the CTE, so the Career and Technical Education Opportunities. This is not a music school, this is not a hip hop school. While those are themes that will underlie some of the work, the themes around this school will be very much around disruptive technologies. How do you create prototypes? How do you use design thinking in order to create change? And it really works from the students and their ideas in order to make sure that they're inspiring change in the community as well.
Thank you. Thank you for coming
Thank
to the
you all.
board. Okay. There's one more. Okay, that was it. That's it now for Community Speaks. Oh, that meant time was up. Elected officials. We have elected officials. We have Alina Dow from the mayor's office.
Hi, good evening, everyone. Alina Dow, Bronx Borough Director for the Mayor's Office of Community Affairs. So I'm going to be brief because I know it's late. I just wanted to wish you all a very happy holiday. I know that you're aware of the transition. The transition team is actually in our building. That does not stop anything from happening in my office because we continue to do the work. I am very sorry to hear about the situation with the cars. I work closely with George and all of you to try to address some of the things. Cars are one of those things. It's like a cat and mouse game. And I will tell you, I cover 6 community boards, and in my office, we cover every single precinct. And this is happening throughout the entire New York City. So I don't want you guys just to feel that it's just Wakefield. So it's not just Community Board 12. It is happening everywhere. I did give her my card. I'm going to contact her because I thought that any car that has a cover is supposed to cut out their the plates so that they can be seen, and it's supposed to be cut out so they can see the registration. So I'm going to connect with her, and then we'll talk with the traffic enforcement, because I know that NYPD, also, the precinct itself sometimes isn't able to handle that. And as well as DSNY, because you know that I work really closely with those agencies. Other than that, please enjoy the holiday. I know it's summer, but I try to find the good things and all the bad. And my number, just because there are new members, hi, all the new members, great to see you guys. My number is area code 914-446-8393, and my email is adowe@cityhall.nyc.gov. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
Thank you.
Any questions?
Any questions?
Okay, great.
Online? Anybody have a hand up? Thank you, Alina. Have a happy Thanksgiving as well. Okay, next up, Andy. Andy from Councilmember Kevin Riley's office.
Hello, everyone. Andy from Councilmember Riley's office. I'll be brief. I'll start with events first. Tomorrow, the office is having a food distribution in front of 940 East Gun Hill Road at 3 p.m. We'll be doing a first come, first served event. Saturday, November 22nd, we're doing a Hurricane Melissa relief drive with different other elected officials. That's going to be at the Northeast Bronx YMCA, 1250 East 229th Street from 12 to 3. That's going to be Saturday. And then the following week, we're doing a turkey distribution in Co-op City right in front of our 135 Einstein Loop Community Center in the courtyard at 10 a.m. Then that same week, that same day, actually, we're doing another turkey distribution November 24th at 2 p.m. in front of, well, actually it's behind the library on 2049 Ash Loop. And let's see. And of course, we're doing a Section 5 tree lighting, which is happening on December 6th at 3 p.m., which is also at the 135 Einstein Loop courtyard. And legislation. So intro 0647, it's meant to clarify the bus lane restrictions. So essentially it's asking the Department of Transportation to put a clear sign on every one of their bus stops to essentially clarify that they will be putting days and times on when the bus lane rules will apply, and I would also require them, the Department of Transportation, to also put that on their website to clarify the days and times as to when those bus lane restrictions will be put in place. Reso 0252 requests the state to do unlimited transfers for a 2-hour period, which eliminates 2 fare zones that like communities like Co-op City usually face, and it will require us to ask the state for that. Those are hearings that were taking place last week. Right now, we're currently looking to get some votes on those bills in the coming weeks. And then, of course, we're still doing participatory budgeting. The last day for that will be November 28th. And as always, our constituent services, our services in our office are as follows. We have a New York State unclaimed funds. We are starting to do CUNY Law, which is when we have a consultant from CUNY Law to speak to people about their issues, whether they're tenants or homeowners. So we invite those people that interact with constituents to contact our office to see how we could be of best support in that matter. And for the unclaimed funds, the next one that we're doing in our Co-op City office is December 4th. So if you know anyone that may want to look into any unclaimed funds, tell them to contact our office. Number was 718-684-5509. Thank you.
Thank you, Andy. Happy Thanksgiving. Do we have anyone else in person from elected officials' office? You? Okay. State your name for us in front.
Hello, good evening. I'm Kimberly McNabb. I'm the Deputy Director for Planning and Development at the Bronx Borough President's Office. I've seen many of you before. I was at the community board swearing in, and speaking of which, I know August wasn't that long ago. We're preparing to go live again with our next round of community board applications in the beginning of next year. So we encourage all of you to start spreading the word about your experiences and try to encourage other people to who might be interested to apply. There will be a flyer that we'll prepare, we'll share, distribute, and that you can spread the word. This was already mentioned, but I just wanted to reiterate that we will also be doing a hurricane relief event with the other elected officials on November 22nd. But we also want to remind people that the local precincts are also accepting donations. So if you don't want to wait until then, or you have stuff you want to donate, you can do that way as well. And we encourage that, and to continue to keep Jamaica and all the people there in our thoughts. And we have sent over a couple of upcoming trainings and workshops that will be offered by the Civic Engagement Commission. They're free, I think they're free to register based on what I'm looking at here. But if there are issues with doing that, please contact our office and we can help you. So we're always able to assist with those types of things. So please don't hesitate to reach out. A couple of other events. The Co-op City Thanksgiving giveaway is also happening, which was already mentioned. On Tuesday, November 25th, we're having an event. It's called the Mind, Body, and Community Celebrating Movember. It's going to be at the Bronx Legends Boxing Academy. There will be a free boxing workout and a bunch of other community resources. That's from 4 to 6 p.m. on Tuesday. I believe we've already also talked about the giveaway on November 25th at the Northeast Bronx YMCA. Our office is also co-sponsoring that. And I think that was it for my events. Yes, there's just a couple other quick things. The borough president had an official statement on the results of the most recent election. She congratulates the mayor-elect on his historic victory. She's really excited that now, we have this new energy coming to the city. And she says that she's excited that we're shaping the next chapter for the Bronx, and that we need a mayor who shares our vision for a Bronx, including the reimagining of our iconic locations like the Kingsbridge Armory, advancements in education, schools, pathways to home ownership, support for our small businesses, all the things that we care about. And so she extends her congratulations to both him and to the other electeds that were up for elections, including public advocate-elect Jumaane Williams, Mark Levine, and all the newly elected and re-elected members of the New York City Council. And then lastly, I just want to remind everyone that the month's not quite over yet. I know Thanksgiving is around the corner. I have no idea how we got here so fast, but this month is also a month honoring veterans. And earlier this month, we had an event with the Department of Veteran Services, our own Veterans Advisory Council, Worldwide Veterans and Family Services, and the Sam Young American Legion Post 620. This was to kick off and honor the whole month, celebrating veterans from all 5 branches of the armed forces. And so there's been a series of different events, throughout the Bronx honoring the courage, service, and sacrifice of those who have defended our nation. As a reminder, our office will always continue to support and connect veterans and their families with resources whenever we can. We have a Bronx Veterans Resource Center at Bronx Borough Hall. It's open every Tuesday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. And we encourage people to reach out to the Department of Veteran Services. They have a number here. It's 212-416-5250 to make an appointment and to reach out for other resources. So again, with that, I don't have anything else. Happy Thanksgiving, and I'll hopefully see you at the next meeting.
Happy Thanksgiving to you too. Thank you. Next, we have Anna from Jeffrey Dinowitz's office.
Hi everyone. I just wanted to announce that our office is doing a canned food drive that we do every year for the holidays. So if anyone has, any extra canned goods or has time to pick any up and wants to bring them by our office, those proceeds will be given to Kingsbridge Heights Community Center and St. Francis of Rome Food Pantry of Wakefield. And you can bring them by our office until December 12th. Thank you.
Thank you. Happy Thanksgiving. We have Rochelle from Richie Torres, Honorable Richie Torres' office.
Hi, good afternoon, good evening. My name is Rochelle. I am one of the constituent services liaison for Congressman Richie Torres' office. So I just have two quick announcements. So something that Congressman Torres and Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez are working on is the Penn Station Access Project. They are the leading members of New York and Connecticut's congressional delegation in urging Amtrak to keep the project on track for completion by 2027. So this project will cut commute times by up to 50 minutes each way and give more than 500,000 Bronx residents better access to their jobs and transit across the region. This is a $2.9 billion effort that will bring 4 new Metro North stations to the East Bronx and connect the communities directly to Penn Station. So recently there was reports that there are delays on the Amtrak that could be pushed the project back to 2030. So in response to this, Congressman Richie Torres sent a letter to Amtrak's president urging to take action and keep the project on track for 2027. Also last week, the Congress voted to end the government shutdown and reopen the government. And just a reminder of our services, we assist with federal cases, that is USCIS, IRS, Social Security, and housing issues. The phone number to our office is 718-503-9610, and we are located at 540 East Fordham Road, Suite 2A. Thank you, and happy Thanksgiving to everyone.
Happy Thanksgiving to you too. Thank you. Okay, so moving on. We don't have a quorum at this time. We do not have a quorum at this time. So therefore, everything is going to be tabled at this time, and the district manager has something to say.
Yeah, by one. No. Yeah. Well, this isn't about one guy. Yeah. So I have a really quick announcement. All of you should have received an email from Ursula about the holiday party. It is Friday, December 19th. We are asking for $30 donations or cooking. I'm looking at you, Benga. All right. We'll get the jollof again. Yes. With the chicken. Yeah, the spicy chicken. Yes. All right. So that's a hit in the Torres household. Yes. I'm sorry? Oh, so I'm sorry, 7 o'clock. Yeah, 7. All right, we'll send out another thing, another email reminder, but again, we would rather have food than money. If, please, consider cooking.
So just
George,
just
Georgie, what are we giving the money to?
I'm sorry?
What are we giving the money to?
You give the money to
give
Ursula.
it to Ursula. Yeah, I'm sorry. Give it to Ursula.
All right.
Yeah.
So just repeat the date and the time again. Can we just?
Friday, December 19th at 7 p.m. here in this office, as we always do.
Everybody got that?
Yeah. And email, you can give the money to Ursula, or you can just email Ursula or I if you want to make something. That would be preferable. You cooking something that your favorite food.
Okay, so in January is when we will be back, and we will have a quorum in January, hopefully, and a full schedule. Lots of items going to be on the agenda in January, so. And we need all of our board members to be here in person as well as you can. Be here and in person. Thank you.
Do you have a date for January? I didn't hear that.
Can I get a motion to close the meeting today? Okay, everyone have a good night. Get home safe and happy Thanksgiving. I thank you all for showing up. Thank you.
Thanksgiving.
Did they say the time and the